adjourn and give the call to the honourable member for Monash.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Today I rise to pay my respect and honour a remarkable group of Australians who have been unwavering in their support and sustained me in my fight to protect our freedoms, especially our fundamental rights to bodily autonomy and freedom of speech. While I know there's always a risk in naming individuals, I cannot possibly list everyone who's played a part. I want to acknowledge the extraordinary commitment, tenacity and courage of the following people. These are the people who have consistently stood for truth and justice, no matter the personal or professional cost. Medical professionals like Dr Julie Sladden, Chris Neal, Duncan Syme, Jananthi Kudashan, Melissa McCann, Phil Altman, Judy Weilerman, David Bell and Cara Thomas, Professors Ian Brighthope, Gigi Foster and Kylie O'Brien, lawyers Katie Ashley Coppins, Julian Gillespie and Tony Nikolic, journalists Rebecca Barnett, Mary Undermassey and Elizabeth Hart, and of course former Qantas pilot Graham Hood, former paramedic John Larder and firefighter Josh Hawkes, who, despite being terminated from their jobs due to COVID mandates, have turned their adversity into powerful force for truth and justice. A special mention goes to Katie Ashley Coppins, who was part of a small but determined team at the Aligned Council of Australia, a peak group representing over 1.8 million Australians, led the charge against the chilling and Orwellian disinformation bill, a bill that would have legalised state-sanctioned surveillance and censorship. In mid-2023, I wrote to all my fellow parliamentarians to sound the alarm about this heinous bill, and now, thanks to the efforts of thousands of Australians, the bill has been axed, for now at least. So today I'm proud to present to the House the Save the Truth, Stop the Mad Bill petition, which has been considered by the Petitions Committee and found to be in order. To all who signed, I applaud your courage in standing up for freedom of speech in this country. You recognise this bill posed a grave threat to our ability to speak freely, exchange ideas and access information without undue government control. Which brings me to another person I want to honour today, Professor Robin Crossford, a functional medical doctor, educator and researcher with 38 years of experience in nutritional and environmental medicine. Robin has been a driving force behind the David Declaration, a powerful initiative born from the voice of thousands of Australians calling on the government to investigate the safety of COVID vaccines. The David Declaration outlines 10 clear demands for open, transparent dialogue about the TGA's vaccine safety and testing processes, and a further 13 statements calling for the restoration of health and well-being of all Australians. When COVID hit, like many integrative doctors and health professionals, Robin questioned why the world was being forced to take experimental vaccine for what was in essence a flu-like illness, when safe, time-tested treatments like vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc and affordable repurposed drugs like ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine and antibiotics has been shown to work. Robin has been key in rallying doctors and health practitioners globally in support of my letters to the Prime Minister and Health Minister regarding DNA contamination in COVID vaccine vials, something the government has stubbornly ignored despite the growing body of evidence. This contamination may be linked to the surge in turbo cancers and autoimmune and neurological diseases that are becoming far too common in Western countries. So why isn't the government at least following up? Next week, the David Declaration website will go live. The name is in tribute to Dr David Speaker, the researcher who first identified the DNA contamination in Australian vaccine vials, and to the David and Goliath struggle we're facing. Hundreds of medical professionals have already pledged to support the declaration, and soon the general public will also be able to sign. I'll share the link next week. I'm truly honoured to have worked alongside such remarkable and brave individuals, and those I've named are just a few of the many inspiring people I've had the privilege to stand with over the last 3 years in this 47th Parliament. Together we continue to fight for truth, justice and the freedoms that define us as Australians. I say, follow the money, find the truth, and the truth will set you free. I also acknowledge in the chamber, Mr Speaker, tonight the member for Moreton, I think, who is about to speak. I had the privilege of working with the member for Moreton on the House of Representatives Human Rights Committee. I found him a person above reproach in his approach to the issues, the difficult issues we faced at the time, a gentleman in all his ways, and a man who thought very deeply about the issues around human rights in Australia. He has been an adornment to this parliament. I thought it was very unfair and very uncharitable of the Speaker in this 47th Parliament on his last day of sitting to eject him from the parliament, the only reason being that his voice is a voice that can be heard.